Adisa, who runs that and ended up becoming a good friend of mine. I ended up actually playing against Riza at the Sky Bar, and I'll look up a picture and I'll post it right here. So that was pretty cool. Okay, your next suggestion from Cosby was Giles Peterson, and this was awesome because he hosts worldwide every week on BBC Radio, and he has his own label. You sent out these YouTube clips. They were like a 3-part series. I ended up watching all of them, and they were pretty awesome. Thanks for that. Okay, Rick T. Rick T, this is a great post. I like the in-depth posts a lot too, because then I don't have to, if I don't know about them, I don't have to go searching, because I like to at least do a little background check on everyone. Okay, you suggested Guster. I know a friend of mine's really into Guster. I know they do a lot of green stuff, a lot of green tours. This isn't my speed, but you're right, the percussionist is pretty sick. Really great. And then you suggested Gabriela Anders or Anders. This is, she's from, I think, she's Argentinian. You know what, I didn't like this because it had like that whole smooth jazz thing. This was that smooth bossa nova sound, and it was a little too smooth. But again, you get high marks for the post. Oh, Rick, just send me an email and remind me, and I'll send you some of that stuff. Okay? I'm glad you like that Gabon mix. Okay. Greg Pirazzini. You always coming in with the fucking Japanese bands, my man. I don't know how to pronounce this. Gnu Tools. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But you bring up something called Visual K or Visual Kei. Again, I don't know how to even pronounce that. Kei. Because it's Japanese. That basically means visual style. This is a whole sort of movement of Japanese bands that whereas the whole style, it was very sort of, you're right, it's like Tim Burton meets Robert Smith, sort of, just a whole look. It was about living that look. So here's the story. This reminded me of, do you know that the pioneers of this style was a band called X Japan? Now, one of my good friends who happens to have died a couple years ago, Paul Raven from Killing Joke, when we were hanging out in LA, he was actually playing in a band called Zilch, which happened to be Hide's band. Hide was I think the lead guitar player from X Japan, and they're huge in Japan. He was their lead guitar player. Anyway, he was the lead singer of this band called Zilch with Paul Raven, and they very much had that sort of style to them, that visual K or key style. Anyway, interesting movement. This post is worth checking out and just worth looking into, like Wikipedia that shit. But I didn't like the band you suggested. I say you check out the band that I suggested as well. Okay, Sari, hi Sari. Gangstar, yep, good post. That was awesome. Even though I'm not much of a hip hop fan, Gangstar is great. Okay, then you go on to mention Gotan Project, which is very sort of electronica tango. They're from Paris. I'm not a big Gotan Project fan. I actually worked a photo shoot with those guys. Maybe they were, it's just because they were French. Maybe they weren't too friendly, because they weren't too friendly on that shoot. But I did see them at the side. I was on the side of the stage because we played the Treasure Island Fest in San Fran a couple years ago. So I watched some of their set. It's just not my thing. It's good. It's just not my thing. Erica May. Really? Really? You're going to suggest Good Charlotte? To each his own. I had trouble. I did click on this, though, and I did watch it for a good, I don't know, 30 seconds before I just couldn't take it anymore. Okay, then, but you know what? You redeem yourself a couple sentences later with Ghetto Boys. Ghetto Boys, Houston, rap band. This track is really, really cool, and you're really right that this reminds you of Ice Cube's What Thought It Was a Good Day. And you're right, Ghetto Boys did it first. It sounds remarkably similar, huh? I ended up listening to the song over and over again, by the way, so thanks for that one. So that's kind of strange. 2 rap G's right in a row that I liked. DJ PJ, you like that question from Z? I did too. And this is a good comment. People should read this. He suggests Groove Shark is a site that might be a best bet for just music streams. Okay, I haven't checked Groove Shark out, but I will at some point. Okay, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, this is pretty. This was good. Gustav Holst, and you suggested The Planet in its entirety is a must-have. This was awesome. This is basically, orchestra, big classical. This was probably one of the more funnest links, or that was suggested, because it's kind of left field to have anyone suggest sort of classical music. Anyway, I ended up watching Mars and Jupiter, and then I was like, I wonder if they have a song for Uranus, right? So I couldn't help it. Anyway, you know what? They did, and it was fucking awesome, but that's not even how you pronounce that. Can you hear this?
Uranus. Uranus. Uranus.
It's not pronounced Uranus. Everyone always says that. It's actually pronounced
Uranus. 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 Uranus.
I've already clicked on that link probably 100 times before that, so...
Uranus.
Does anyone
Uranus.
ever really pronounce it the correct way? No, they don't. But this YouTube video, you should watch it. It's awesome, especially the end. There's some cool stuff on the harp. It's great.